Relationships often seem perfect, full of laughter, shared dreams, and effortless connection. In the beginning, everything feels easy, and it's natural to believe that nothing could ever go wrong. You see couples smiling, holding hands, and you think, they must have it all figured out. But then, sometimes without warning, everything changes. The warmth fades, and suddenly, the relationship collapses, leaving both people stunned and searching for answers. One day you're planning a future together, talking about vacations, homes, or even children. You're making plans, building dreams, and imagining a life side by side. The next, you're left outside, confused and alone, replaying every moment and wondering what went wrong. It feels like the rug has been pulled out from under you, and you're left with nothing but questions. Most people blame communication. They obsess over every conversation, every text, every argument, thinking, if only I'd said the right thing, or talked more, maybe things would be different. It's easy to believe that more talking could have saved everything. But the real issue isn't just a lack of talking. It's something deeper, something that's been quietly eroding the relationship from within. Like a crack in a foundation, it starts small and invisible, but over time, it grows. Relationships rarely explode out of nowhere. Instead, they erode slowly, weakening bit by bit, until one small event, a disagreement, a disappointment, becomes the final straw that shatters everything. The cracks were always there, hidden beneath the surface, masked by smiles and routine. Most people never notice them until it's too late. The real problem? It's not just about arguments or misunderstandings. It's about a gradual loss of respect, a subtle shift that changes everything. Specifically, it's the slow erosion of a woman's respect for her man's strength, confidence, and self-leadership. When she no longer sees him as someone she can admire or trust to lead, the relationship begins to unravel. This loss doesn't happen overnight. It's a series of small moments, broken promises, indecision, or failing to stand up for yourself that chip away at her respect. Each moment might seem insignificant, but together they add up. When respect is gone, the relationship is already on life support. No matter how much you talk, conversations become hollow, agreements temporary, and connection a performance rather than a genuine bond. The vault door doesn't slam shut because you stopped talking. It slams shut because she stopped believing in the man she was talking to. Trust and admiration are gone, and with them, the relationship's heart. The foundation was compromised long before the final blow. The collapse is just the visible result of a long, invisible process. Respect is the glue that holds everything together. Without it, nothing sticks. No amount of love, attraction, or conversation can compensate. That's why relationships don't just suddenly implode. They've been eroding for a long time. The collapse is only the final, dramatic moment in a much longer story. We're told communication is the key to relationships, but that's a myth. Communication is like windows in a skyscraper, important, but useless if the steel frame is weak. The real foundation is respect. You can't love or trust someone you don't respect. When respect is gone, communication turns into manipulation and conflict. The real disease isn't bad communication. It's a loss of respect. Talking more won't fix it. Only strength and self-respect will. Women test men, not to be cruel, but to gauge strength. These tests aren't about the argument, they're about your reaction. She wants to know, are you solid or easily shaken? If you get flustered, over-explain, or apologize for nothing, you fail the test. She's looking for a rock, not a pushover. Passing the test means staying calm and grounded, no matter the drama. Every time a man gives in to unreasonable demands or apologizes for nothing, he chips away at his authority. He thinks he's being loving, but he's selling his respect for temporary peace. When a woman sees she can control a man with her emotions, she loses respect for him. The more he gives in, the more she tests, hoping he'll finally stand firm. He becomes an emotional follower, not a leader. Over time, attraction fades, replaced by routine or resentment. Authority dissolves through 1,000 tiny concessions. He's no longer a partner, but a utility. The foundation crumbles, and so does the relationship. Picture two bridges, one old and flimsy, made of rope and wood, and the other, a modern marvel of steel and concrete. Both stretch across the same river, but their stories couldn't be more different. The flimsy bridge sways and creaks with every gust of wind. People hesitate, unsure if it will hold their weight. It's unreliable, unpredictable, and inspires little confidence in those who approach it. In contrast, the steel bridge stands tall and unwavering, even as storms rage around it. Its foundation is deep, its beams unyielding. No matter how fierce the weather, it remains a symbol of strength and security. Imagine a man with weak character. He's like that rope bridge. He's easily shaken by the moods and opinions of others, constantly seeking approval, and never sure of his own footing. Now picture a man with unshakable character. He's the steel bridge, anchored in his values and purpose. He doesn't waver when challenged, and others naturally trust and rely on him. True strength isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about feeling them fully, but not letting them dictate your actions. It's the ability to pause, breathe, and respond with intention, even in the heat of the moment. This kind of internal stability is the foundation of real authority. When you're steady within, you project calm and confidence, no matter what's happening around you. Women are naturally drawn to men who are steady and grounded. They respect a man who stands firm in his beliefs, rather than one who bends with every passing breeze or opinion. Most men are taught to be like rope bridges, flexible, accommodating, always trying to please. But true attraction, respect, and leadership come from being the steel bridge, solid, dependable, and unwavering. So, in every situation, strive to be the anchor, not the driftwood. Build your character on a foundation that can't be shaken, and you'll become someone others look up to and trust. Let's see how two very different reactions can shape a relationship, and what they reveal about confidence, boundaries, and respect. Tom is excited to go hiking this weekend. He's been looking forward to it all week. But when he brings it up, Sarah says she'd rather stay in and relax at home. In the first scenario, Tom immediately drops his plan. He doesn't want to upset Sarah, so he quietly gives up on the hike, thinking he's being supportive and easygoing. But Sarah notices. She senses that Tom's plans are always up in the air, easily changed by her moods or preferences. She starts to feel like she's the one steering the ship. Tom might avoid conflict and keep the peace for now, but over time he loses a bit of Sarah's respect. She may even feel burdened by always having to decide what they do. Now, let's look at a stronger reaction. This time, Tom listens to Sarah's feelings, acknowledges her need for rest, but also stands by his own plans. He says, "I hear you need to relax. I'm still going hiking, and we'll have dinner together after." He's warm, understanding, but also clear about what he wants. Tom's calm, confident, and firm. He shows leadership and self-possession, making it clear that he values both Sarah's needs and his own. This approach creates mutual respect. Sarah feels heard, but she also sees that Tom has his own boundaries and passions. Tom isn't being selfish. He's simply self-assured. He's not afraid to take the lead when it matters. This makes Sarah feel secure, respected, and even more attracted to him. She knows she can trust him to stand strong. By being both supportive and steadfast, Tom proves he's a rock she can count on. That's what real authority looks like in a relationship. The biggest mistake men make is talking too much, trying to fix respect with words. True authority isn't explained, it's demonstrated. When tested, don't get drawn into drama. Stay calm, lean back, and hold your ground. Your steady presence says more than any speech. Be the eye of the hurricane, warm, empathetic, but immovable. Set boundaries for the interaction, not just for her. Lead by example, not by debate. Build your own internal frame. your mission, your principles. When you respect yourself deeply, others will too. Be the steel bridge. Trust will follow.